All right, y'all, taking a look at Ondo versus Pendle, the battle of the real world assets, RWAs. I'm going to look at both of these on the weekly time frame. And let me tell you guys, I don't care what you think is going to happen with these coins fundamentally. I don't care which coin claims they're going to partner with this or change this or cure world hunger, any of that stuff. This comparison is based upon technicals only, okay? I'm telling you guys, if this is your first cycle especially, most of the narratives do not play out the way they tell you, okay? And if they do, great, that's a bonus. But at the end of the day, if there's an underperformance in narrative or adoption, fundamentals, whatever you want to call it, you have to rely on technicals. And what do the technicals say? If you get more than that with a super adopted coin, great, that's extra, okay? But you can't count on that. I'm telling you, you'll get wrecked if you count on that. So let's take a look at the technical analysis and the tokenomics and see what we can do with these two coins. So let's start with Ondo. So Ondo in December of 2024 set a price all-time high of $2.14. At the time, you had a $5.2 billion market cap and 2.4 billion coins in circulation, okay? Fast forward down to the bear market where we are now. We're at about 30 cents, 33 cents actually, 30 cents since I updated this. About a $1.5 billion market cap and just under 5 billion coins in circulation. So you have diluted your supply by double from 2.4 billion to 4.86 billion coins on the market. Guys, this is about to get very, very, very nasty for Ondo, and I know you don't want to hear it. I know you want to argue. I know. Go look at WorldCoin and what happens to WorldCoin when you dilute your supply this bad. By next cycle, Ondo is going to have 10 billion coins in circulation. That is 4 times more than you had at price all-time highs, which means you're going to have to do 4 times your all-time high market cap. You're going to have to do more than a $20 billion market cap in order to reach $2.14, period. That is just math. That is not my opinion. That is factual mathematics, okay? And I'm not saying it can't be done. It's just a really big uphill battle. You don't see it now because all the coins haven't been unlocked. Ondo's unlock schedule is 1.71 billion coins will be unlocked each of the next 3 Januaries. Okay, so unlike a lot of coins that unlock monthly, you're going to have big chunks unlocked each year. If you were to have unlocked them all currently, your price today would only be about 16 cents because you would have twice as much supply in the market, which would drive you way down to here, guys. You don't have that yet, but you will. So don't get caught off guard by this coin if it starts pumping pretty decently and then boom, gets waterlogged with coin unlocks, pump, 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 boom, waterlogged, okay? I'm not saying it's not going to perform well. I do think it's a bullish asset. I'm just telling you, your price is not going to do what they're telling you it's going to do. But let's see what it's going to do in just a second. Let's take a look at Pendle, though, before we go to our price prediction. Pendle's been around a little bit longer, so you have the advantage of seeing what it did previous bear market, which is way down here. And Pendle is massively bullish compared to what it did in previous bear market. Unfortunately, with Ondo, and it's not a knock against Ondo, you just can't see what it would have done in the previous bear market because there was no price. Would your bear market low have been here, or would it have been here? We just don't know. We can only speculate what we cannot know for sure. But on Pendle, we can, and we can see that it is extremely bullish. It is nowhere near your previous bear market low. It is way up here. I mean, that's huge, actually. Most coins are near their bear market low, if not already below them. And Pendle is 4,200% above its previous bear market low. So extremely bullish coin. But that doesn't mean you're going to do another 4,200% in the next cycle. We're going to take a look at that in a second. So at price high in April of 24, Pendle went to $7.53. $1.2 billion market cap and 154 million coins on the market. Currently, well, you're up since I did this analysis last week, but about $1.50, this will probably be about, let's call it a $220 million market cap, 171 million coins on the market. By next cycle, you're going to have 182 million coins, so barely increasing from your price all-time high. You're only going from 154 to 182, so really a negligible amount difference, maybe 20%, but certainly not a 4x on your circulating supply like Ondo is going to do, which means there's far less of an uphill battle for price to rise on Pendle because you're not going to get knocked down every January with 1.7 billion coins being released, right? So the uphill battle, I'm not saying it's going to perform better. We're about to find out. But the uphill battle is going to be much, much easier for Pendle. Now, if you were to just hit one of these retrace levels, I have those marked out for you, and I'll show them to you briefly, and then I'll tell you what I think. Here's the retrace levels. If you were to just do what you did last cycle, here's what I want you to pay attention to the difference. If you just did what you did last cycle, which is $1.2 billion market cap, no better, no worse, your price is going to be $6.64, okay? Which is, from current price, about a 4x, okay? On Ondo, if you were to just do what you did last cycle, no better or no worse, your price is going to be 52 cents. From current price, that's only about 50%, okay? That is not great. You don't see it now, and it doesn't make sense to a lot of people now because all your coins haven't been unlocked, but they're going to be, okay? And even if you came up higher and then you got unlocks and unlocks, you could still just tap out right here at that 52 cent mark. The only way you don't tap out at 52 cents, the only way possible that you don't, is if you do greater than a $5.2 billion market cap, which I do think you'll do. But if that's all you do, which is all you've ever done before, you're going to have a 52 cent price. So you need to be careful, guys. You're fixing to get waterlogged here. But let's go to my price prediction. Let's go to the side-by-side again. And here is what I look for each. And this is where it's going to get a little confusing for people. Let me turn them both on. Now, I think that Ondo is going to do a 2.3 times market cap all-time high. I think you're going to go to a $12 billion market cap at a price of $1.20, okay? Now, from your bottom, not current price, but from the low that was set, assuming that's the low for the market, you could go lower. We don't know yet, but from that bottom that we set earlier this year, that is going to give you about a 6x return on your investment. That's from the bottom, not current price, a 6x. I do not see Ondo going any higher than that with the unlocks you have coming. Now, for Pendle, I think you're going to do a 1.7x on your market cap. You're going to go to $2 billion. Now, this actually makes... Let me show you the price first. Price is going to be at $11. And from the low that was set earlier this year, that is going to give you a 11x. So I think that your return on investment is going to be twice as much for Pendle. Although with a 2.3x of market cap all-time high, I think Ondo is more bullish. I think Ondo is a stronger asset. I think you will have a better market cap return, which means more money flowing into the asset. It is more bullish, but I think you're only going to get a 6x versus 11x on Pendle, and the only reason is Ondo has a crazy, insane token unlock schedule. They're just going to dilute the market by constantly flooding it with coins. It doesn't mean it's not a bullish asset, but I do think your return on investment is not going to be as great as you think. I think that Pendle massively outperforms as far as price goes, even though I don't think it's as bullish of an asset. And if your goal is return on investment, not financial advice, but Pendle is twice as profitable as Ondo. So just be careful. I know that a lot of quote-unquote influencers are feeding this Ondo narrative. And let me tell you guys, they're either too dumb to understand tokenomics and what dilution of the market does by token unlocks, or they probably bought somewhere up here and need you to pump their bags so that they can come up and get out at a break even, guys. Either way, I'm telling you, remember I said this, you can give me the hate mail down below in the comments if you want, but when I'm correct in the next bull run and Pendle massively outperforms, be sure you come back and like and subscribe to the channel, guys. Love to have you around. I'm going to keep you updated. Again, I don't think Ondo's a bad coin. I think it's going to be very bullish, 2.3 times higher market cap. But just token dilution with unlocks is going to weigh price down. So Pendle is my winner here by a long shot as far as return on investment price. They're both bullish coins, but I think Pendle wins by a long shot. Let me know down below. Like and subscribe to the channel, guys. We would love to have you. I'll see you guys next time.